Alright, what's good, guys? Welcome to your new discussion room podcast. Well, kind of a podcast. Might as well call it that. Anyways, I'm here with my internet cousin Ina right here. How's it going?
All Filipinos are related, confirmed.
Facts. But yeah, how are you doing, Ina? How's it going on this fine morning?
Pretty good. I've been having such a terrible sleep schedule lately and waking up a lot later than I want to. So, not me just waking up like 10 minutes before you texted me, being like, I'm setting things up. I'm also going to be 10 minutes late. I'm like, good.
So you are friends with RJ? Okay, bet. Yeah. This dude, I swear, this dude be messaging me, be like, "Yo, I just woke up," and I'm like, "Isn't it like 1 p.m. where you are?" And he's like,
Didn't you
"Yeah,
tell me that he was late to like his own show or something? He was late to like his own like video like thing that you guys are doing or something?
yeah, something like that." I'm. Oh, no, that was River. That was River. That was late.
Oh, never mind. I'm
Yeah.
speaking.
Oh my gosh.
Don't
But
worry, RJ is on time for me at least.
this guy, yo, freaking RJ. But yeah. So first off, as you guys know, we've said this before. We're both Filipino, and I've always fun fact, when I first saw your content, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was the why shonen girls like, or the why like
Or trash or
are
something,
trash,
yeah.
yeah, something like that. The thumbnail was just you in the pic with you in the middle. First thought was, this girl Filipino as fuck. Let me let me click on this, and I'm like, no, she gotta be. And I checked her bio, and I was like, yep, confirmed. I don't take this in a bad way. You look Filipino as hell, like hella Filipino.
So do you.
Do I? Okay, look. You know what's crazy? I've gotten like a huge spectrum, right? So,
Well, I mean, I
um,
mostly get Chinese and Japanese. Like,
oh my gosh. Okay, so let me tell you this. All right.
yeah.
So when I was working at retail, there are a lot of people that come up to me. I've gotten Italian, Mexican, Vietnamese, Spanish, Cambodian. I'm like, all right, you guys are just throwing shit at the wall at this point. You're like, come
They
on,
just
guys.
can't pin you down. They just know that you are some type of Asia.
Some type of Asia or some type of mixed something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember growing up, my like American friends, like my black and white friends, would think I was super Asian, and my Asian friends like would just assume I'm like, are you like half Mexican or like are you like Latino? I'm like, all
I
right,
mean, the Philippines is like the Mexico of Asia, so
not for real though. I'm being for real.
yeah.
That's cool. So are you like first gen American?
First gen American.
Okay.
Yeah. My family very much is like, I don't know, whenever I visit the Philippines, they're just like, you have an American nose. Good for you.
What does an American nose look like?
I
What the
think
heck?
it's like because I have like a bridge on like going down to like the nostrils or something. I don't know.
Do they?
And like,
Okay, cause my family used to like pinch my bridge, like my nose to get a bridge up. I don't know if that's a Filipino thing or not, but
I think like most Filipinos or like Pacific Islander have like more of like a flat nose, if that makes sense.
yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and so I'm like, you know what? Thanks, Grandma. Thanks, Lola.
So you were born in Illinois,
Hmm.
or okay, am I allowed to say like the Chicago area, pretty
No,
much,
yeah,
or
I
like?
love Chicago. Chicago's my place.
Okay, yeah, cause I expose River for claiming Chicago when he's not from there.
I
Um,
know when they all say like I was like where, and they're just like down south, and I was like,
Like, not the same, guys. Not the same. I told them they live in farmland, straight up. I'm
I mean,
like,
Illinois is literally all farmland, and then Chicago.
I don't. I think Chicago should just be its own thing at this point. I'm like, you guys are not Illinois. You're just Chicago at this point. I actually did go to Chicago once. That was a fun time. Fun time.
That's
Um,
great.
yeah. So that means your parents immigrated to America before they
Hmm.
had you, pretty much. Did you ever ask them like questions of like how they got here or like What was
Um,
the story of their like journey to America or something? Because
I
that was something I
mean,
was always curious of whenever I was like younger-ish. You know what I mean?
no, so I'm like planning on moving out, and in the Philippines, it's like, uh, you are supposed to like live at home with your parents until you're married. Like
I feel that. Yeah.
that's the thing. So like, oh, we're Filipino, you're not American. You're not supposed to move out. But I'm like, but my mom came to America when she was my age, so she's very much
Oh wow.
yeah, by herself. So she was like, "Nah, you can do your thing." Like
Oh,
I
that's cool.
yeah, and so I'm like, "Thanks, mom. Thank you so much." And she went to California and then lived there for a while and then moved to Illinois and met my
Okay.
dad.
Oh, okay. So she met your dad in Illinois, but she
Even though
immigrated
they're
to.
both from California.
That's interesting. Do you
Yeah.
know where in California they immigrated to?
I think around. Honestly, I don't know. My mom's
Okay.
very much like LA, San Francisco, San Diego. Like she was very much like a traveler.
Oh,
She works
okay.
in travel now. Like she goes everywhere. So
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, yeah, because my parents are hardcore San Francisco type. Like they first immigrated to San Francisco, so they're like, oh yeah, go San Francisco, and I'm like, well, it's cool. I mean, I like it. It's just I don't have a passion for it. You know what I mean? Because I've lived in Dallas for most of my life. I only lived in San Francisco till I was like 5 or 6, so I barely remember anything when I was there. But yeah, so I wanted to get into, um, were your parents like? Yeah, well, first off, is YouTube like your full time job, or like do you like?
technically,
Okay.
not my personal YouTube. I'm a video editor
Mm.
for other YouTubers, and then I also work on my own stuff. So
Oh, okay. I feel like that's always how it starts out, right? Because,
I mean, you
yeah,
gotta do the passion somewhere. So if I
yeah,
can't do it
true.
on my own yet, I'm doing it for someone else.
Exactly. Kind of similar actually to me. But so you're an editor, a full time YouTuber. What was your parents' like reaction when you were like, I'm gonna do this like full time? You know what I mean?
Um, I mean, they were like, That makes sense." I've been making YouTube videos or just been so into the YouTube culture since like Niga Higa days, like
Ooh,
since
yeah,
like
yeah.
forever. And I've also been posting like since I learned what an upload button was and so I don't know that they were not surprised, and especially when quarantine hit, they were like, I studied film,
Mm-hmm.
and so I very much was like, I still want to do something creative, but quarantine hit, and they were like, okay, you need to find work, or I wanted to find work as well, and they were like, something in your job, stop doing retail, stop doing like something
Oh
like
my
that.
god.
And so I was like, "Okay, how do I find work from home that has to do with film?" And so, like, I started applying for, like, editor jobs,
Mm-hmm.
and I found a YouTube management company hiring a video editor, and then I got the job. So now I'm very much YouTube, and then my own personal channel, like, taken off in a bit. They're very much like, "No, that's you." It's very much I feel like even like my friends in high school would be like, "Yeah, that makes sense." With
Oh
me.
wow. Okay, so you got into content creation like hardcore whenever quarantine hit, pretty much. Okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Your parents are way more accepting than the parents I'm used to. I'm not gonna lie. You're actually very blessed in that case because I've heard horror stories of like a couple of people I knew. We're not really friends, but I knew of them or like knew them personally, and they would I would hear stories about like how their parents would trash on like them like liking doing like creative stuff or whatever. And I even the fact that you went to film school and your parents were cool with it,
My
I'm
dad was
like,
very much nurse. Nurse. And I was like, "No."
So your dad was the one who was really pushing you towards that, but your mom was like
Exactly. My
cool with
mom's just
whatever.
get a diploma and I can sleep in my grave happy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I don't
actually,
care what you do, get a diploma.
yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, my parents were very much the stereotypical, go to school, do something engineering or nursing or whatever. Ironically, I rejected all of that and I still ended up working in a hospital, which is hilarious. I think I noticed the more you reject something, the more you kind of like it kind of comes back to you somehow in some way. At least that's just
Yeah.
my story, anyways. Oh, by the way, for anyone out there who's listening, if you do retail for more than 2 years, get out. I'm sorry. Like, you should not be doing retail for more than 2 years. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
Try
mean,
to get out.
how long did I do retail before I got out? For a while. I pretend there was a job that was like photographer, but it was retail. Cause like I worked at like tourist spots in Chicago taking photos of
Oh,
people.
that's
Mhm.
different. That's different. Okay.
But, like, you're selling the photos you take like, it's literally, like, one click,
Oh,
like,
you're
as they
one of
get
those
on
people.
yeah, as they get on the Ferris wheel or, like, as they, like, get into, like, the weird tourist attraction into the museum, and then after that, you're just selling the photo to them, and yeah, it was, like, because I still wanted to do something with cameras and stuff, so that was like, "Oh, I'm doing it," but no, it was retail.
Oh my gosh. I remember when I was in Chicago and I went to the Beam and there were always
Mhm.
people there like, "You want me to take a picture for you? It'll cost you whatever." I'm like, "We have iPhones, guys. Like, I don't I don't know what to tell
Yep.
you." Like, iPhones have gone to the point where they're good enough quality to post, so I don't know what to tell you. Um
Yep.
So I want to get back to the film thing. So what made you interested in like film stuff? Because I know RJ's was like Spirited Away. I'm very curious what really sparked your interest in like getting to film school and pursuing that.
Okay. I mean, Spirited Away was like a gateway to anime, but studying film, being obsessed with film, like my dad was very very into movies and he also was always making like home videos for my family growing up, like any occasion or like any like outing we had, like if we were going to like watch Disney on Ice as a baby or Dora the Explorer live show or something. Like, he would make a video, like, about it and, like, "Oh, like, wake" like, with the little, what's the camcorder
Hmm.
and, like, "Wake up, Sabrina," like, stuff like that, and, like, a whole it's basically vlogging,
Right. Yeah.
and, then every Christmas, every birthday, there was always a home video that came a few weeks later that he'd show everyone. And then eventually around like 5th grade, 5th, 6th grade, he was like, "You're making the video this year," or something to me. And then he taught me how to edit and he taught me how to um do a bunch of stuff. And so like I was making videos and then in high school like was able to take media classes and then I just got really really into it. And then soon enough I was the pretentious film bro being like the Social Network is so good and like
Is that pretentious?
yes,
Oh
where
my
it's like
gosh.
um what or like basically like oh I started to look at movies critically and then I just went into
Okay.
film school and here I am and now with the film degree YouTube.
Are you one of those that's like, oh my gosh, A24 can't do anything wrong. Everything they make is a masterpiece. Are you one of those people?
Not fully.
Okay, bet. Because
But I also very much am like, I love A24, so
not to
the
ex-
shoe does fit, but I it doesn't let me like it doesn't give me like rose-colored glasses.
Oh, okay, cool. Because what's funny is that my last recording with RJ, he was like shitting on A24. Like, he's like, I hate it when they do experimental stuff. The only movie I like from them is Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's the only one that they're good at. And
That's
I'm like,
so experimental.
But okay, so his reasoning, this is not my reasoning. His reasoning was it's like controlled experimental. Like, and I'm like, all right, RJ, I guess, bro. He's like, it had an actual story, I get it. And I'm like, This is so interesting to hear a film student like trash on A24. Because every single film student I met is like, man, A24 is so, they're so meta. I love them so much. I'm like, all right, bro.
I think they're a really cool studio and like within the film climate against other studios, which make
Yeah,
like I don't know. It's like also Blumhouse Productions, but like for like horror movies and stuff. But that's a whole new conversation. But yeah, no, I especially with the Barbie versus Oppenheimer, my film.
that was crazy how that's an actual like discussion. Which one's better?
No, Barbenheimer. I'm for it. I'm for this movement. I'm
I'll
like
bet. Blue versus pink type shit. Okay, I get it. I get it.
basically.
Um, now that we're on A24 and everything everywhere all at once, what did you think of it? I'm actually very curious.
Oh, I loved it.
Thank you.
Especially as like it was made like I don't know. Honestly it being with like an Asian family and like
Hmm.
Asian upbringing and also especially the disconnect between a mother and a daughter, it very much hit home for me.
Yeah,
And
I figured.
yeah, and so I don't know. I was very much for it. I was also not what I was expecting with everybody being like, this is the most emotional film ever, and then like it's you have to put the trophy up your butthole and
Why? You know what? I still never understood why they added that in. I've watched the movie 3 times, and I was like, I still don't get why
it's
this
just
is in
it's
the.
the chaos. It's the chaos of it all. It's the same reason why they need to have hot dogs for fingers. It's the
See,
same reason why like it's a bagel. Like nothing matters.
those things made more sense though to me. I don't know. Those made more sense. But piggybacking off of you, I think with everything everywhere all at once, I think what made it distinctly so good is the fact that it's not just Asian upbringing, it's Asian American upbringing where it's
Very
straight
much
up
so.
like I've never seen a film that captured um a a mother and a father communicating to each other with both English and their native tongue like simultaneously because that's actually what an Asian American household sounds like. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
and Hollywood never captured that until that movie, in my opinion. And I'm like, that's legit what my house sounded like growing up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like they would switch between 3 languages. They would talk in Tagalog, Ilocano, and then English, like
Oh, you
whatever
also have
fit.
Ilocano? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, me, it's just Tagalog English, but
it's
yeah.
just Tagalog. Okay. I mean, I can't really speak it, but I can understand Ilocano pretty well, honestly, because
Okay.
both my parents are Ilocano, and I'm like, okay, I can understand. That's why when someone tries to speak to me in Tagalog, I'm like, I don't know how to, I don't know what you're talking about. um, um, but yeah, I love that movie so much. Fun story. I told RJ this on our recording, but I'll say it again. Whenever they're the two rocks,
Oh yeah.
and they were just speaking to each other with the subtitles about how like even as a rock, I'll like I don't remember the exact quote, but it's like I'll still love you and I'll follow you
Mhm.
till even as a rock, and a little tear came out of my eye, and my wife looked at me like, are you crying over rocks? Like judging me. And I'm like, all right,
This is the moment in the film.
I'm like, fuck my emotions, I guess. And by the way, my wife, bless her heart, but she didn't get it, really. Like she understood like the main concept of it, but she's like, this is too weird for me. And I'm like,
I think my parents haven't even seen it yet, and I feel like they would very much be the same way.
mhm.
I think it's like a bit I don't know, I think the obnoxiousness of it, I love it, but they wouldn't like the obnoxiousness of it.
They balance the craziness and the serious parts like really well,
Mhm.
in my opinion. Like for real. And the cast was perfect.
Everyone Yes, everybody needs a Wayman.
Everyone needs a Wayman. Shout out Ki Hui Kwan. Like he was
Mhm.
so good. I'm so glad they did not cast Jackie Chan for it, like they were originally
No,
going
no,
to.
that was his role. That
Yeah,
was
that was
his
his role.
role.
I'm so glad Aquafina did not become
I
Joy.
agree. Although I've seen Aquafina in more serious movies and enjoyed it. Um, but
I heard her serious movies are like way better than her comedy movies.
very much so. Like, yeah, they're very much worth watching. I think it shows. I don't know. I feel like I would like to see her more in this light rather than this typecast, obnoxious, loud best friend type thing.
No, for real. Does she still have an ashy voice in those like dramatic movies?
Hmm?
You know
Oh,
how
like
she you know
yeah.
how she has an
I
ashy
mean,
voice?
it's a normal, like you can be like, oh, this is her normal talking voice. It's
Oh,
still
okay,
her
man.
voice, but like it's very much like
Hmm.
calmed down.
It's so weird for me to see her in Hollywood because I remember her growing up as like an underground rapper in Brooklyn. Or
Really?
yeah, I remember like listening to her underground stuff, and I'm like, oh, she's an actress now. This is kind of weird. But hey, she's doing her thing. She's making way more money than me. So why am I gonna hate? Anyways, so let's get into the anime part where we're gonna talk about how did you get into anime in the first place? Like, do you remember like the first anime you watched, or like like did you grow up with like Toonami or anything like that, or stuff like
So
that?
anime has always been in my life, but I became a weeb in a different point in time, if that makes sense. Like I watched anime, but I became a weeb much later down the line. Because my dad watches anime.
Oh, he does.
He had box set DVDs that uh he owned, and we'd watch it together. Or like before growing up, he showed me Spirited Away, Kiki's Delivery Service, but like it
Wow.
was even and it's like the Japanese like DVDs, and like I can't read
Mm-hmm.
subtitle. I didn't know how to read, so he'd read
Oh,
it to me.
he
Like,
read to you the subtitles.
growing up, like, while we were watching it,
Oh wow.
because I'd be like, "What's happening?" Like, I'd, like, see, like, the pigs in Spirited Away, or, like,
Oh yeah.
Kamaji with, like, the spider thing, and be like, "What's happening?" And then he's just telling me the story, because I couldn't understand, and, then I watched, Cartoon Network. I was watching Naruto on there, and, like, on Toonami, but I became a weeb when I watched Soul Eater later
Oh.
on. Soul Eater was kind of like my gateway anime
Mm.
into, like, "Oh my god, I need more. I need to watch every single, like, good anime," quote, unquote, like,
Mhm.
I don't know, like, there was something about it, and then I got into, like, a weird rabbit hole of watching, like, romance anime, and then anything else of, like, that's when I went into, like, Death Note, like, getting all the Code Geass, going into, like, all the classics, and, yeah, I think that's when, like, I specifically know I became a weeb, of course, when I was, like, looking for fan art, for fan fiction,
Fan
my
fiction's
little heart
crazy.
getting into anime. Huh?
Fan fiction's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like,
Being
yo.
being a little girl, you need more of the story, and so you cope by reading other people's way of, like, where the story would go, you know?
I guess I
But
definitely understand for
I
sure.
know fan fiction has, like, a weird spectrum of, like, the
It's
weirdest shit
it's
ever,
it
and that's what you
it's
think.
it's crazy big to like I'ma fix this ending to here's some degenerate shit. And I'm like, all right, bro, this is
I
crazy.
mean, that's how anime is. Here is a very sweet story about a girl wanting to become a guitarist
Hmm.
to kiss exis. So
Look, I don't think Kiss X is as bad as people say it is. I'm not gonna lie.
so like, it's literally of the same. It's literally like being a fan fiction. There's a spectrum.
Huge one, like ridiculous. You can go from like
Exactly.
deep, like mind games to like, do I want? She's my sister. I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, this is weird.
I mean, literally, like, from something like Full Metal Alchemist to Oshinoko, if you've seen it.
Yeah, huge. Both highly acclaimed too. So it's like
Exactly.
crazy.
Both have been #1 on my anime list.
I want to ask you this because RJ brought this up. On the Rise stream, he saw you put in the chat. Haru from Beastars is breedable. What do you mean by that? What do
If you know, you know.
All right.
You know.
Well, I guess we'll leave it at that.
Have you seen Beastars?
Yes, I've seen both seasons. Yes.
So you know.
I you know, I wanted you to clear it up just to make sure. I'm like, I wonder what she means by this.
There's
Is it
literally a naked bunny scene. They gave her they gave her boobies and a whole dumpy. They gave her curves.
a whole dumpy? I actually
In the world of Beastars. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I can't be talking because the creator of Beastars, I love her dad's work, which is Baki.
Oh, that's her dad?
Her dad's the creator of Baki, yes.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
They're both weirdos. Like you can clearly tell they're both weirdos. I love both
And
Beastars
both are
and Baki.
awesome shows.
Oh,
They're
amazing.
anime, like manga too. Like yeah.
I mean, a new season of Baki's coming out in 3 days, so I'm
Yes,
like,
sir.
I'm ready. But okay, so I really want to nerd out about Pokemon because we both uploaded we both uploaded Pokemon videos around the same time, and it's around the time where Ash retired.
He's retiring in English this September.
Oh, the English is gonna come. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so sad.
He's retiring in America this September, so I'm like, okay, gotta not re-upload, but gotta like return the video out.
we're gonna make new Pokemon videos in September.
I was working on a Pokemon video this entire for a year, literally 1 year exactly. I started it in July last year, and I was like, oh my god, I want to make this, but then my other Pokemon video bombed, and so now
it did?
Like, I don't wanna, huh?
It did?
Well, like not bombed, but like I wanted it to do much more. Like seeing the 10 out of 10 on YouTube is kind of like, it's like, damn.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, like YouTube said they didn't like it. It didn't give me the dopamine fireworks, and so.
Well, yeah. YouTube's wrong. Hey, that was a fire video.
It
okay?
wasn't. People are sleeping on it. So
I
that's
love
why
it.
I'm like, let me try to return that out. But I have another Pokemon video where me and another friend to my channel, Jack is Boy, we went through every single Pokemon movie and ranked them. And so I want to like make a video on that.
Aren't there like 25 movies or something?
Yes.
Oh god.
We watched them all with it, like spaced out. So that's why it took a year.
Oh, okay. Wait, okay. So, since you've seen all the Pokemon movies, all right, you've seen Pokemon Heroes.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. Did you think that was Latias at the end of the movie, or do you think that was the actual girl?
Yes.
Latias?
Yes, that's Latias.
Okay, that was me too. I was like, that's gotta be Latias, right?
Exactly.
Like, it had to be. So I can tell you have a deep connection with Pokemon. And yes. my connection with Pokemon runs real deep. For you guys that don't know, I was born tail end of 1995, so literally me and Pokemon are around the same age, which is kind of crazy. I'm
literally the same age as Pokemon, which is crazy.
Well, you're the same age as Pokemon since like
in US.
In the US, I'm the same age as Pokemon in Japan, which is crazy. I guess it's a good time to reveal this. So my real name is Archard. Archard. Guess what my nickname was growing up?
Charizard.
Ever since I was 4 or 5 years old, they would always call me Charizard. Oh wait, let me get my Charizard real quick.
Yes, you should.
So here's my Charizard.
Cat.
Here's my Charizard. Oh, this is my little puppy.
You have a puppy?
Look, a little puppy. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
What's his name?
Her name's
Oh,
Mocha
her
because
name.
she's brown
Oh,
and she's energetic.
oh
Well,
my
she was sleeping,
goodness.
but you know.
Oh my goodness. I love her. I'm sorry to wake her up.
Hi, Mocha Mocha. Say hi.
Put her back to bed. I feel so bad now. I just saw dog and I'm like,
She'll go back to sleep. She's fine. Um,
okay,
but yeah. So here's my Charizard.
cute.
Someone gave it to me as a gift as a reference to my nickname growing up. And I always felt super attached to Pokemon because literally, like, someone would look at my name, look at me, and be like,
You're like, oh, like Charizard.
Charizard right there, yes. So yeah, me and Pokemon, we love each other so much. Like, I remember whenever I finally got to play Fire Red and Leaf Green, I would always pick Charmander because I'm like, that's me. That is me right there.
That's you. That's literally me with the gym leader.
Sabrina.
Yeah, because
Oh,
my real name's Sabrina, so I was like, oh my god, I love her.
wow.
And I think I took it a bit. See, when I was little, I didn't know she was a psychic gym leader. I always correlated her with like ghost types because of like the Pokemon episode of Ash getting
Yeah.
Haunter and like all that stuff. So I was like, ghost
Yes.
type. And also, that was a scary ass episode.
That was
And
real
so,
messed up. I'm not gonna lie.
exactly, because in the show they turn Ash and the crew into dolls, and it was basically a horror episode. They had, like, at Misty's a doll, Brock's a doll. She turned her parents into dolls.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, it was a very scary episode. And so now I'm like, I love ghost type Pokemon. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I have a little Gengar back
Yeah, I
there.
see the Gengar. Yeah, there you go.
Um, yeah, and Mimikyu's my favorite well, one of my favorite Pokemon. Inakyu comes from Sabrina plus Mimikyu, so
Oh wow, that is so Ina's your so is Ina like a family nickname or like you just came
yes,
up with?
my
Okay,
mom and everyone in the Philippines calls me Ina, so
okay, and you
yeah.
combine it with Mimikyu, making Inakyu. That is so interesting. So, because my channel's name is my nickname, which is Archie, and the dance crew that I was
I knew
inspired by,
it. I knew it.
Poriotics.
You're so Filipino.
Woo!
So Filipino.
Yo, shout out Poriotics. I love they taught me how to tut. They taught me how to isolate growing up.
No,
Yeah.
literally. Choose your character attribute building a Filipino. Are they a dancer, a singer, or like
What's your Filipino attribute? What's your
singing?
stereotype? You're a singer. Oh, okay. Makes
Singing.
sense.
Let me lemonade Jeremy Passion on the uke.
Let me get my she's my sunshine in the rain type shit.
Exactly. The Tylenol when I'm in pain.
Yo, hey future me, can you put the song in the background of this? Real quick. My Tylenol when I'm in pain, yeah.
Yep.
My sunset on summer days, I believe is it's the lyrics.
Yep.
I can't. Hey, you know what? That song made a lot of Filipino boys lose their virginity. I'm telling you, like a lot of them.
It's a canon event.
It's a.
like,
I can't confirm nor deny if that happened to me. But yeah, I actually don't even know how to play the ukulele. I was just bullshitting. I was just BSing it. I was like, well, I think it
only
sounds like
one
this.
thing that I'm proud of playing on the ukulele. Wait, let's see if I got it. Let me like.
Okay. Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
damn it.
Hey.
Oh no, I forgot it. Oh, I forgot
Hey.
it. You know what I'm going
Got,
for.
hey, Nurse Joy, heal up my Pokemon real quick.
Exactly.
There you go. Let's stick to the Pokemon theme of like so are you more would you consider yourself more of a fan of the anime or the video game or anything like the card game, anything Pokemon, like which type of media Pokemon would you say you're more of a fan of?
I love Pokemon, but very much the show.
Okay.
I played all of the games.
Even the bad
But
ones?
yes. Actually, the only one that I haven't played because I didn't get a Switch like right away. was Sword and Shield.
That's the only
So
one you never played.
that's the
Okay.
only one that I haven't played.
Um,
Um, but yeah, the show, I vividly remember episodes. The movies are ingrained into my brain. Like rewatching them all was like, I don't know how or why, but I remember every beat. I remember the most throwaway character names and like yeah, the Pokemon, like the guy's Venusaur in the first movie with against Mewtwo was Frou Frou, and
that was
like
yo. That is crazy how those nicknames are insane.
exactly.
What was the Blastoise? I think it was like Shell Shock or
Yeah, it
something,
was Shell Shocker.
something like that. Yeah, I was like, what is
Yeah,
this? Oh
literally.
man.
No, I love the show, and that's why, especially with Ash leaving the show, was
Wow.
so like that's like I needed to make a video about this. Like this is my childhood.
You're Ash. You're Ash.
I'm basically Ash.
And I'm
Like
your. I'll be your Charizard. I'll take you. I'll take you flying out and beat these
and
guys with
then
you.
you'll also hate me and
For-
like
I'll hate you for the first like couple seasons and then come back to help you
but
win
like you'll
against.
come through when I need you.
Exactly. There you go. Like a cousin. Hey,
Basically.
run it back.
Yeah.
It's confirmed. We're cousins, guys. It's confirmed.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Basically.
Oh man, do we need to do a whole video on Pokemon together? Because we can go back and forth on this. As a fan of the game, all right, I've been a huge fan of the game, since the beginning, pretty much. My first game was Pokemon Yellow. I never played Red and Blue until later on when I got like a retro like Game Boy and like the old game. It couldn't even save because of how
Mhm.
old it is. Um, but yeah, for me, the video games have been disappointing for like the last like few years.
Did you play Scarlet Violet?
I played Scarlet Violet. I played Sword and Shield. I even
What'd you
played.
think of the newest one, Scarby?
It's such a good concept, but the game was
The
so
bugs was too much.
it was so bad. Like I of course I played all the way through. Obviously, I had to, but I'm so disappointed in how they look. With Pokemon, I've just accepted the fact that Pokemon is the like MCU of video games, where they are too big to fail. You know what I mean? They are way too big to fail. They could shortcut everything. They know people will buy it. I mean, in my opinion, Scarlet and Violet, it was one of the worst games they've put out in like 5 years, and it still did numbers. So it's like,
I mean, I loved playing it. I
hmm
really enjoyed it. It was very much like, oh my god, I'm excited to play Pokemon again. And the
hmm
bugs, I think I was more a part of the movement where I was just like, this is so funny, rather than this is like so disappointing.
hmm
Like, of course, it's like you're $1 million company. Why wouldn't you like
billions
come
to be
out
honest.
exactly? Yeah, $1 billion company. Why wouldn't you like actually make this game good? But I don't know. I very much like I loved it.
hmm
Um and yeah, like I don't know, the soundtrack, the concept, and also the way that like the mechanics, like you don't
Yeah,
need to grind
that's
as
true.
hard anymore was so
hmm
nice. And like I don't know, I think with all the bugs, I could still say I enjoyed it, but I understand where people are coming from. We're like, this is like the worst game ever. But
Yeah, it's
I
yeah,
would
it's just
give the
disappointing.
developers more time, please.
No, for real, please spend more time on it. And like, I still enjoyed the game. Don't get me wrong, I still had my fun, but I remember Pokemon games used to be replayable, and I think recent Pokemon games are just not replayable. What's funny is that the two Pokemon games on the Switch that I liked are not the mainline Pokemon games. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and Legends Arceus are the best Pokemon games on the Switch, if I'm being honest with you. And those two
I have
games,
not played Let's Go Pikachu Eevee.
Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's a very simple game, but I think the fact that it's simple, and you know, you only have the Kanto Pokemon to um to have. It's like it was fun for what it is. It's meant to be like I had a huge like nostalgia boner throughout the whole thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm back in Kanto. Let's keep going. I kept pushing, right? Because I'm like, yes, we're back. Here it is, and it was fun. It was fun for what it was. It was the first Pokemon game on the Switch, so we kind of had no choice but to like it for what it was. You know what I mean? Legends Arceus to me is like the best like modern Pokemon game.
Oh, Legends of Arceus was so fun.
Oh my gosh, I was so happy they made that. I was like, man, oh, you know what? The worst Pokemon game on the Switch is Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. That was some bullshit to me. Oh my gosh, and
Oh, why is that one the worst? More than like Sword and Shield? Because I know people like just like hated Sword and Shield. Like I
well,
missed, like as I said, I didn't play. That's the only one I haven't played, so I wouldn't know.
so with Sword and Shield, I actually didn't think it was that bad, like the way people are saying it is. It just, to me, Sword and Shield was fun because it didn't have crazy bugs in it, as well as it was a brand new region. So I had my fun playing it personally with, you know,
I think I
everything.
agree with like, cause see, I started it, but I just haven't. I literally just only got to like the first town, so that's why I don't count
Yeah.
myself as playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also don't enjoy the straight line.
Yeah, for real. Like Legends Arceus, it kind of it's still a straight line technically. It kind of fakes being an open world, but at least they
Yeah,
changed something about it. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know. It feels more lit. Like it feels more your own free will, kind of like a normal Pokemon game. Like yeah, it's a
Yeah.
straight line with like a map and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
like no, but that one is a straight line.
No, that it's and I know people are gonna be like, but all Pokemon games are like that. I'm like, you're right, and it's time to
But
change.
it's less in your face as in Sword and Shield, I think.
No, for sure. I'm like, man, you know what's crazy? There's a rumor going around, right? I'm super into like the Pokemon like gaming like leaks and stuff because I'm
Hmm.
like, please just give me a good game. Um, and there's a rumor that there's gonna be a Legends Unova, the fifth gen. That's
Oh.
that's the rumor. There's a leaker that's leaked things before and they were right, and he leaked this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if there's a Legends Unova.
Oh.
By the way, Gen 5 is my favorite generation. A lot of people hate on
I
it.
Gen 4 is my fave, so I
Gen,
was very happy.
Gen 4 is Gen 4 is a very popular pick for the best. And I understand, I completely understand why. But for me, Gen 5 was my favorite because one, it's the best story out of all the Pokemon games in my
I think it
opinion.
was like the one of the best like games. Like that's like when Pokemon knew exactly like how
Yeah.
to make towns and like all that
Hmm.
stuff. So I agree.
Yeah, and it was really hard. Actually, it was a hard
Hmm.
game to get through. I miss the challenge sometimes, and Black and White and Black and White Two were just like to me they were really just great games. It's so unfortunate they're the worst selling games for Pokemon. I'm so mad, but please, if they are doing a Legends Unova, I literally will take back everything I said. Just don't make it too buggy, please. Not too bad. Like you please have a little bit of you can have a little bit of hiccups here and there, but don't make it too bad. Just give it to me, please. I need it. I need it. Um, man, yeah, we're definitely.
Question.
Oh, what's up?
Because I asked this to like all my Pokemon friends.
Mm-hmm.
Is this might be a like a loaded question, so I don't know.
Okay.
Of like, if you were a gym leader, what's your gym type,
Mm-hmm.
and who is your six in your team?
Okay. You know what's
So I guess
funny?
at the end of the day, it's six favorite Pokemon, but like,
You know what's funny? I actually have thought about this.
okay.
So if I was a gym leader, I would be a Steel type gym leader. And for preference, I actually did used to try VGC competitive for Pokemon. By the way,
Ooh.
I knew of people that actually did way better than me and actually have done like Texas regionals and stuff. Um, so I love competitive Pokemon. I just wish there was a 1v1 like full 6-on-6 battle official.
Mm-hmm.
There's only like online tournaments for that. Um, But basically, so I would be a steel type gym leader. My ace is immediately Metagross. The only steel type pseudo legendary to this
Solid.
day. I would have Corviknight in there. I think it's just a better Skarmory. It's so good and so defensive. I will need. I will need. You know what? I'm going to need Empoleon because I need a water type to kind of balance it out. I love Empoleon too.
Favorite, literally, I think, yeah, my favorite starter, my favorite evolution, like Piplup,
Yeah.
Empoleon, my babies. Love.
Yeah, my wife loves them too. I'm a basic dude that likes Infernape. I know it's so basic, but like that thing is so good.
I mean, your name is literally Charizard, so it's like, of course,
They,
like you have more of like a
a fire affinity, you know what I mean?
no, 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 more like a I don't know. Everybody's like eye roll. What are you 5? Whenever like, oh, my favorite Pokemon's Charizard. Like, are you a 5-year-old boy? But like,
I know, right?
you have like the reason. Like you have like a
I have a legit reason.
exactly like it has
uh,
to be
it gotta be right.
exactly.
Let me see. Corviknight, Metagross, Empoleon. Off the top of my head, I would have I would also have a Magnezone.
Mm-hmm.
You need a Volt Switcher in there, for all my competitive guys out
Of
there.
course.
I need a ground type. Uh, shoot, I gotta have to pull up a Pokedex right now.
No, when I first went through my playthrough of Scarlet Violet, I wanted to have an all dog team.
Oh my gosh,
So all doggies.
all dogs.
Yeah, and so I was really struggling. I was like, does Lucario count as a dog?
I feel like it should.
I didn't think like it because he was on like because he was bipedal. I didn't want him.
That's crazy. Actually, scrap Magnezone. I want Excadrill and Ferrothorn.
Excadrill love him too.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go Scizor as my 6. So
Makes
those
sense.
would be, yeah, those would be my 6. All really good. So the reason why I chose Steel type is because it has the most resistances out of any type. It's known as the most defensive type because of that. And I love Steel type Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie. They
Yeah,
all
so
a lot of
honestly
them look
very
so good
fair.
for sure. What would yours be if you don't mind?
I want to be a ghost fairy type.
Ghost
Um,
Fairy.
or yeah. So I'd have Mimikyu, I'd have Gengar, I'd have um the new dog Pokemon. Uh,
Uh,
Gr
uh,
Greavehound? Gravehound, something like
Oh,
that.
oh, the ghost dog. You know what's crazy? The first thing that came to my
Ghost
mind when you
dog.
said new dog is like the cream puff one. I was like,
That's all. I'd also have Dash Bun.
I was like,
I love
what's,
them.
I
This
was
is
like,
why
what's?
I wanted the all dog team.
Oh
So
my
I also had
gosh.
Jolteon on my team. I had the furry Pokemon.
Oh my gosh.
I had who else? Actually, I don't think I'd have Grave. Houndstone, that was the name. I don't think
Houndstone.
I'd have Houndstone. But I definitely have Dash Bun.
We can just talk about Pokemon all day. Like
Literally.
this is gonna be you know what? We're gonna do another session where we only talk about Pokemon. Cause you know what? Fuck anime. Let's just talk about Pokemon. um,
um Miss Magus, I think I'd have.
Miss Magius, Miss Magus, however you say it. That, yeah, she has a really cool design. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Fantina, she made it work. Oh gosh, my puppy's like knocked out.
When'd you get her?
She's like, so. What's funny is that I think it's been like a month now since we got her. She's now only 5 months old. You know what's funny is that my wife is like, all right, we're either getting a dog or a kid. What do you think? And I'm like, oh, I definitely don't want a kid, so I guess we'll get a dog. Oh, we have a cat also, by the way. This is her litter box, so we have a cat and a dog. Um, And so I know what it's like to take care of pets. I'm like, let's get a dog. And then she told me like, oh, there's this cute cockapoo. I want her so much. And I'm like, okay, yeah, she is cute. Depending on the price, we'll get her. And I didn't get a text back. I came home.
I got her.
And she's like, I got her. And I'm like, what was the price? And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. You said yes anyway. I'm like, I didn't say yes. I said it depends. Whatever. Too late now. Whatever. And then so I love her.
You didn't
She's
have a
great.
choice. She wanted to give you the idea of choice.
That's what marriage is like, guys. The idea of choice.
um, I'm planning on getting a dog when I move out, and I'm really debating between a big dog or a small dog.
Um,
Um,
so my brother has a big dog, right? And I have a tiny dog.
mhm.
Me personally, I like having a tiny dog because they're easier to like handle for me at least because, um, I feel like if I had a big dog, I wouldn't be able to control like them in public as much. Like it, I feel like if I had a big dog and I tug on their leash to like get away from someone, it would be really hard to like, you know,
Yeah,
like
I
just steer them
mean,
in the right direction. You know what I mean?
that's like when you definitely like have to like put in the money for like training,
Yeah.
I'd say. And I don't know. I had a small dog. I had basically the same size as your dog,
Mm-hmm.
before he passed away, and
Mm-hmm.
so now I'm like, I want a big dog. I'm not replacing my baby boy, you know, like but I'm
um,
also much like, I don't know, I just like the idea of small person, big dog.
that you know what? Yeah, I feel that. My brother's a big dude and has a big dog, so I guess he went that
Mhm.
route. Um,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, but I also am like, I very much love I miss cuddling with my puppy, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I know big dogs aren't as big cuddlers, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I get it.
If I could pick, I'd get a Rottweiler, but um,
Interesting.
the idea of just little baby in your arms, I'm like, I want
No,
that too.
no, trust me. I love having the little baby puppy in my arms. I'm like, oh, it's good.
Exactly.
What made you want to move out, by the way? Like, I figure your parents aren't making you move out, so
No,
why are you choosing to move out?
very much like I want like I feel very confined at home, and I feel like moving
Mm.
out would make me go outside more because I am chronically online.
So you're an anime fan, okay? No.
No, like it's so bad because I work from home. My
Mm-hmm.
entire life is on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
We have a running gag in my friend group is like my friends need to remind me to touch grass. Like it's so bad.
Go
Like
outside, Ina. Oh my gosh.
no, I don't see the sunlight. Like like I got this one shirt from Anime Expo,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Oh, have you worn it yet?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "It's been a month." And I'm like, "Cause all I do is wear PJs.
Oh my gosh.
I don't go outside."
So did you change into that just for this video?
This?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay. I was like, you're not PJs now, so I guess you just.
because I'm on camera. The only time I do change is for when I'm gonna be on camera. I have a problem.
Just know you could be in PJs doing this. I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
my
This.
pants are PJs, so
Oh,
we're
there you go. There you go.
no, like
Oh.
yeah, so that's why it's like I feel like definitely one, getting a dog would make me go outside, and
Mm-hmm.
two, like being out, I think it's because just I feel very stuck, and I think a change of environment would be very, very like nice. And also I miss the city. I miss being a city girl when I lived, and
Oh
I
wow.
feel like the moment I move out would be like when I would do more outside type of videos.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, and so I'm like, I don't know, I feel like it would be a good I think it would be very good for me mentally, and
Yeah.
like I don't know, it's like I'm ready. And so
Okay, as long as you're ready, for sure. I low key like, so the way I moved out was me and my mom's relationship were not good at the time. Like, um, and it was just one of those things where I couldn't, like, I'm at that point. I was honestly, I think I was around your, I think I was only a little younger than you, when I moved out, and I was just tired of, feeling like I can't do what I want. And you know how like some Filipino parents are, where they're like, "You do what I say because you live under my roof," type thing. Even
That's
though
how
I'm
my
a,
parents are. So it's like that's also why I'm very much like I love my mama,
oh, of course,
but
of course.
like I don't know. I feel very like my room is my space, and
Mm-hmm.
so I stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Only time I
Yeah.
go out is to go to eat food, but yeah, I don't know. It's like the computer is like my I can do whatever I want here without like them hovering or something, you know?
Oh, I totally understand because you know what's funny? My relationship with my mom got better when I moved out, because we like I had a great relationship with my mom whenever what is it, so I moved out, and it was like I think 3 or 4 months in, and I think that's when it clicked in her mind. She's like, oh, he's actually surviving without me. I should probably like actually try to have a good relationship with him, or else he's never gonna talk to me. And so we talk, and we would talk and stuff like on the phone, and we actually like had a good relationship. What is
That's
it?
good. I'm
And
glad.
yeah, what is it? And we, I don't know what it is with me and my mom. We love just like shit talking. I don't know what it is. Like, so me and my mom like worked in the same hospital. And we would be like, man, fuck this hospital. She's like, yeah, no, fuck this hospital sucks. And we would just talk mad shit. And then whenever something with my wife's friends would happen, it'd be like, I call her and be like, hey, you'll never guess what happened.
I feel like that's very Filipino.
It
That's
is.
very like what's the like I don't know if like you guys said what's the chismis? What's the
Yes, no, it is.
chismoso?
It is. You know what's funny? What I called my mom, was like, "Hey mom, I think Tiffany's friends are like, I think they're gonna break up." And she's like, "Wait, hold on." She's like, "Wait, hold on one moment." And she's like, "Okay, I'm laying down on the bed. Tell me now." I'm like, "All right, mom, you didn't have to get comfortable for this." But
It's the cuento. It's like the yeah.
yeah,
No,
but
it's very Filipino
no,
for
it
sure.
is. And you know what? I'm like, moving out was the best decision because we have fun with it now. Like we have fun with each
I'm
other now. So it's
glad.
like,
That's good. That's so
yeah,
good. My
yeah.
cousin right now is she just she's younger than me and she
Oh,
just
okay.
moved out and her parents and as I said my um our family when something happens everyone knows it type of stuff. And my
What?
dad he
Yeah.
has 7 other brothers, 1 sister.
Wow.
And so uh big family.
Mm-hmm.
And but the thing is nobody has moved out really,
Wow.
like
Oh, okay.
because yeah, or like one of my cousins moved out but eventually like took the parents back in, so they basically live with their parents again because gotta
Yeah.
care for them.
Where are
But
you? Oh, my bad. Sorry. Real quick. Are you like on the older side of the cousins, or are you like on the younger side? You know what I mean?
I'm we're all like older now, like we're all like because we were all born around like the same age, but like I
Oh,
guess
okay.
spectrum wise
Uh
I'm
huh.
very much middle child. So I
I
have
see.
I'm the
Just
middle child. I
okay.
very much fit in between. I fit in the youngers, but also the olders, and so it's like I
Oh,
don't know.
okay. Okay, I'm just curious where that dynamic
Yeah,
is. Yeah. So no one's moved out really except for your cousin.
yeah, and she's my younger cousin.
Okay.
And the thing, and so like everybody's like, don't you know like how Filipinos work and blah 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 blah, and like, but she was like, go her, like she's still like doing her thing, and but her parents are very much like, um I don't know, they're so against it, which makes me so sad, but
Yeah.
but her mom, I think, is kind of, like, leaning towards, like, what your mom in your relationship became, of, like, "Oh, let me have a good relationship with her before, like,
Yes,
Bestie, like,
for sure.
does this." But also, like, I don't know. I'm just very much like, I hope the best for her, of course, and their
Hmm.
relationship, but again, with Filipinos, everything that's happening, you know,
Oh,
which
exact
is
for
like
sure. My my mom has 5 sisters and 3 brothers. I'm pretty sure, and
yeah.
it's like, all right, well, everyone kind of knows. I'm more closer to like my dad's side, because we see each other more. But like on my dad's side, I'm the second youngest cousin, and the youngest cousin is my brother. so it's
Oh,
like,
okay.
so
So
it's
you're more
like
of like the babies.
we're the babies. So like literally, whenever my grandparents at the time, they would like let us do stuff, and like my older cousins would be like, "You're letting them do that? You're letting them go outside?" And then they're like, "Oh yeah, we always let you guys outside if you guys like get bored." I'm like, "No, you didn't. Like
Yeah.
you didn't do that with us." And I'm like, "Oh, so me and my brother are reaping the benefits of
Basically.
of the trial and error of like basically, yeah. But it's funny that now that I think about it, every single one of my cousins that's moved out, including myself, we're all married. So it's
It's the
like,
thing. It's literally the stereotype of like, or not the stereotype, the tradition, the cult, the Filipino culture of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah. On my mom's side though, um, there's a lot of us on my mom's side because there's like I said, huge family over there. Um, and yeah, you kind of hear the tea every now and then of like this
Are you close
person
with your
to
cousins?
I'm so now I am. When I was younger, I wasn't super close with my mom's side of the family. Now that I'm older and like I'm married and stuff, I'm actually like fairly close to like my mom's side and my dad's side now. So I get to
Nice.
hear a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I know like Filipinos have super different dynamics of like some families are really close and some are like there's like some of them are like yeah we don't talk anymore.
Estranged, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that we're not the estranged type, I guess you would
Mm-hmm.
say. And it sounds like you're not the estranged type either. You
No,
know.
my dad loves his brother. So we like growing up, like I'm an only child,
Oh,
but
so you got
um
no brothers or sisters. Oh,
but I saw my cousins like every other day. So I
that's cool.
basically it was like they were basically my siblings, if anything. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's funny is that so my brother's the youngest out of all the cousins, but he's also like so my brother's like 6 feet tall, 280, so he's gigantic, and so what
Break that ceiling, Filipino stereotype.
no for real if you guys if any of you Filipino women out there looking for a 6 foot big guy big Filipino guy hey DM me I got you you know what I'm saying yeah I'm trying to hook my brother up but because you know what, being 6 feet tall as a Filipino, that's like a huge advantage, and
No,
he's not
that's huge. I'm guessing he was like, "Do you play basketball?" Like from a bunch of like other Filipinos or something.
freaking Tito's are asking, "Hey, can you play on our team?" And I'm like,
Exactly.
"All right, first of all, this dude cannot. This dude's not that athletic. Let's be honest." But yeah, I'm just mad that he's not taking advantage of his height. I'm like, dude, you could literally like slang pussy if you wanted to. Like, come on, bro. Like, um,
You have extra points.
exactly. You took them from me, bro. I'm supposed to be that height. Whatever. Um, but yeah, so whenever my older cousins would come over, and then they would look, some of them would have to look up to talk to him, and then they would constantly remind him. They're like, "Hey, you still gotta call me Kuya though, or you still gotta call me Ate though." And I'm like, "Yo, this is you guys are doing too much. Yo, he knows, all right."
That puts some respect.
Yeah, it's funny when my older cousin who's like 10 years older than us looks up to talk to my brother, and then she's like, "Hey, mate, still call me Ate though. All right." I'm like, this is hilarious. Um, so let's get into a couple of serious things really quick because I originally called you up here because I was super curious and I never get the chance to ask this too often, but because you're in the anime sphere, and you're a female, obviously, which is not common in the anime world. Do you feel like you get treated differently, or like, do you notice like do you get like more hate comments or like less hate comments? Like, what have you
um,
noticed, like in your experience at least?
I think as like I think it's anime. You get hate comments
Mm-hmm.
no matter who you are, how old you are, what you are.
Mm-hmm.
But the types of comments are very much different, I'd say. Like, especially for the type of content that I post. Like, I was very much like, I liked having discussions about girls in anime, women of shonen, fan service, I should
Mm-hmm.
address that or something. And because of this, like anytime I post a selfie now, or like if I feel cute or something, they're like, so you're posting this as the male gaze type of girl? Or like, are you really posting this? Ironic that you're posting a picture like this when you talk about the male gaze or something. And I'm like, go away. And then like comments would be like, I don't know, there would be like a whole discussion, like replies to like that one comment of um like, just dissecting, like, what I wear, how
Mm-hmm.
I present myself, like, it's really weird, and, like, you take that into account.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know, treated differently, I hope not. I very much, like I don't know, it's very much, like, treat me as like you would any other anime YouTuber, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know, it like, you definitely do you see times like where it's bad, where it's good, especially like like as a like I can bring like 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 we're talking about like there it's not that common to be like a girl in like the AniTube sphere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like having discussions like this, like yeah, I can finally like have a voice or something,
Yeah.
and it's nice. So I don't know. There are the pros and the cons, and I tend to like I like looking
Mm-hmm.
more. I'm very much an optimist, so I like to focus more on, like, the good things, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel that. And it's also because I watched and I looked at the comments of your women in shonen anime and stuff, and I would read comments like, well, of course they wouldn't be written well. It's supposed to be for guys, and I'm like, that's not an excuse to like make bad written characters. Like I don't.
Literally, literally.
I'm just like, like what kind of excuse is this? And like I
And
don't know.
also, I don't know, so I'm planning on my next video is uh, kind of more of, like, doing another discussion as a girl in anime,
Mm-hmm.
where shonen literally, despite being published in Shonen Jump, which is a boy magazine, is literally like catered to be liked by the most amount of people.
Yeah.
Like, it's no different than a Marvel movie. It's no different than like the Barbie movie even of like
Mm-hmm.
it's catered to be seen by everyone type of stuff.
Right.
And so it's like it doesn't matter if it's shonen. Like
I think the term shonen is starting to lose its like original meaning. You know what I mean? Like shonen, I think shonen now is just expressing, like you said, it's meant to be for the largest group of people. It's supposed to, it's supposed to be simple enough but also exciting enough for all genders and every single person to gravitate towards. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean like it really is the magazine like at the end of the day, but people don't really like take that into an account and like I feel like losing the demographic or like the idea of shonen of it being like losing meaning. I don't know. I feel like it's weird because then like shoujo then gets forgotten and
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much still I love shoujo.
Right.
Like shows catered to girls. It's like, no, just like uplift that more too. And it's like, I don't know. But I'm saying this as an American that like an American girl, a girl living in America. I don't know what the climate is in Japan, of course, with
Right.
stuff like
Of
that.
course.
So I don't know. It's weird. And am I like the type to I don't know. It gets like it's like a whole like rabbit hole of like is this a conversation that like I can like include myself in even
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, you know, going back to the the shonen like female trope of like uh there are well written female characters
Mhm.
in shonen. Like
Mhm.
the my immediate thought goes to like Noelle from like Black Clover. Like she has done
Yeah.
so well as a
So
female.
many comments have like in that specific video is like Black Clover, Black Clover, Black Clover. Like
Yeah, they do female characters well for some reason. Out of all the things Black Clover decided to be good at, it's writing female characters. You know?
um yeah, and I think that as I'm saying, so in my next video is like I think it's like what I wanted to do because I feel like I've just become like such like a hater on
Hmm.
in AniTube. And so I want to like now, like, no, let's focus on the positives. And I definitely was like a victim of like wanting to like, oh, people really like the hate video of the shonen girls are trash. Let me trash on other shit.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
now I'm like, no, 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 no. Let me back up a bit. and,
Yeah.
and no, like especially like Claymore, like
Oof.
Inuyasha, Kagome was so like such like a great character. Like
Hmm.
there are really good girls in shonen. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that some people just decide, you know, when it's appropriate to really be like, oh, a female should be written well in these genres, but not these genres. I'm like, well, that just never made sense to me.
I
Um,
mean, it's I don't think it's like just a genre thing. I think it's just like you can just critique a writer, you know?
yeah.
It's like, oh, a woman wrote Demon Slayer, but a man wrote Jujutsu Kaisen. One writes girls better than the other. A man wrote the girls in Jujutsu Kaisen better than the girls in Demon Slayer, so
Yeah, exactly. It's just a writer thing for sure. Um, do you think this is kind of a loaded question, but do you think anime fans in terms of like from like in general with like guys and stuff, do you think there's like misogynistic undertones whenever they would talk to women about like anime and stuff? Because me personally, I think there are, and they're unaware of how misogynistic they sound. But I don't know what your take on it is.
like just talking to a girl
Yeah,
about like having discussion on anime.
yeah.
I think growing up definitely. I
Mm-hmm.
think as I've from my experience with like other fans, not really fans, but like even like other anime YouTubers, like when I went to like AX and stuff, like I felt very
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe it's because I was like with people that just maybe just with like good people, so I didn't see it as often, but growing up definitely it was very much like a test. Oh, like, are you a real anime fan? Name 10 characters from Naruto.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
like
remember that. Oh my gosh.
no, that was something my cousin asked me when I was
Oh my
like
gosh, this guy.
growing up, and I was like, hello. Um, but I don't know. Part of me is like has become desensitized to it
Oh
even,
wow.
or like I think I've also just like the mansplaining of a show that I've seen with like power scaling that I know, but they're like,
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 but you don't get like this aspect of it. And like then they'll like go into like a 20-minute just like like talking about like I don't know, like Goku's the transformations or something like that. And
You're
I'm like,
right.
I get it.
um, do you think anime fans' takes can also be misogynistic? Because, for example, right, Fruits Basket and Oshinoko at one point were voted higher than Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood at some point in during like my anime list phases,
Mhm.
and there are people purposefully just putting 1 star votes or like yeah like rating this a 1 out of 10 just to bring it down. Do you think those type of people are unknowingly being misogynistic in that type of way because they just don't get it, or what was your take on it?
Um, I think I don't know. I agree that I feel like it's a different type of, like, agreeing that I'm going towards. I'm talking very vaguely, but,
Mm-hmm.
like, I feel like the Full Metal Alchemist fans, I'm one of them. It used to be my favorite show,
Mm-hmm.
um, are very much like, FMA Brotherhood has to,
Always be
um,
on top.
always be number 1 no matter what. So that's what I think that, like, I look at it. I
Okay.
think that's how I look at stuff like Oshinoko and Fruits Basket, like, kind of, like, getting swatted down again.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, um, there is a lack of, like, respect for non-battle shonen type of shows or non, like, serious, quote, unquote, shows,
Right.
like, psychological stuff. So, it's like, if there's any bright colors that isn't from a shonen, that anime isn't good or, like, isn't worth it or something.
Oh my gosh, those people are so brain dead to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys just can't stand deep stories unless there's like hands involved. I'm like, all
No, they
right, bro.
need or, like, I don't know, if there isn't, like, fighting or if there isn't, like, the Death Note, like, like,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
intense music.
right.
You can't pay attention or something like that, but it's just, like, I don't know, I feel like people don't want to give other shows a try,
Mm-hmm.
but again, it's I don't know, we know me, I'm a very much a Fruits Basket stan.
Of
I
course.
also think that guys should try shojo and josei shows. Step out of
Mm-hmm.
your comfort, step out of your demographic, fellas.
No, for real,
Like,
for
there's
real.
more to life than shonen. So, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that it was just something that I've just been noticing, and like, I remember like I would say like, oh, you guys downvoting like Fruits Basket, that's pretty like misogynistic, and they're like, oh, how can it be misogynistic if I'm upvoting for Full Metal Alchemist because the writer's female, and I'm like, all right, you're just you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. Come on, bro. Like,
No. Yeah, no, like hate, I feel like hate voting is just the worst.
mm-hmm,
Um, but yeah, I can definitely see, especially for a shoujo show,
mm-hmm.
like, just knocking that down, like, just knocking it down is very, like, you don't realize it, but that is
Yup.
misogynistic, like
And you could unknowingly be like doing misogynistic type things. It doesn't make you like misogynistic, but you are like showing you are doing things that are misogynistic that are like you just don't know. Like you're just
yeah.
unconsciously doing it. You know what I mean? I catch
Mhm.
myself sometimes a little bit. I'm like, that was kind of weird. Like why'd I say that? Like,
I mean, like, let me
let me rephrase
wait, what's
this.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good to be conscious of it, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Being an anime fan, it's weird, and especially, like, on TikTok, I've been seeing, like, "Oh, rate my top 10 list," or something, like TikTok lives,
It's the most basic
and
top 10 list, you know what I mean?
literally, and all I see is, like, battle shonen, battle shonen, battle shonen, battle
Exactly.
shonen, and I'm just
Exactly.
like, yeah, and
I'm
so
like,
I'm like,
bro, can you
"Get
guys like
some culture."
have an original opinion? Like,
You
what are we
literally,
doing? Yeah, I,
like, I don't know.
I
Shonen
remember
bros, I get it. I love battle shonen, but
that.
I don't know. Have a voice for other things.
No, for sure. And like, there are some people that are genuinely surprised that are like, so why is Golden Time in your top 10? I'm like, cause it's good. Look, cause it's good. I don't know what to tell you.
I've heard mixed reviews on Golden Time.
I'm very biased towards Golden Time, because the situations they're in remind me of past relationships and like what is it, and the fact that they're in college and not high school just made it so different at the time. And I remember some of those situations, especially like some of them. I remember dating my wife where I was like, I remember that situation. Yeah, that was so weird, and that did happen, or whatever. And like, yeah, I just have I have a personal attachment to it. If it
Okay.
whether people think it's like top tier or not, you can debate that. You know what I mean? If you say Fruits Basket is better than Golden Time, I'm not gonna fight you for it. I'm like, yep, I get it. Going into
Fair, fair.
Going into Fruits Basket, why Kyo? I want to know what is it about Kyo that you love so much because
That's my boy. I think it's literally I don't know. I really am growing up like the types of boys that like I tend to like in shows and stuff is
hmm
the I hate the world, but I don't hate you type of mind, like type of like type of trope, you know,
oh my
growing up. And so Kyo was just like he was made for me, made for my middle school heart. Like
wow, that's interesting.
um yeah, and I think I just also loved his I don't know, just like mm, like, what is there to say? It very much is like his character development of like becoming a better person because he just didn't want to be that person to Toru. And
Okay.
yeah, and again, the shoe fits. Like
The shoe fits.
Inuyasha, like who else are my angry
I was
boys?
about to say you're into angry
The
boys.
angry boy that's soft for the girl.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is. Like I'm cool with Kyo as a character. All right, that's just me, right? But I know people in real life that act similar. Like they're an angry boy and they like, but they're soft for like the girl they like or whatever. Those people in real life, I'm like, I want to punch you in your face, bro. Like, like I'm like, dude, can you like cut that out? Like, what are you doing? I don't know.
No, like I get like of course it's a show. I'm so sure if there was a like if a guy ever raised like if I saw an angry guy and like a guy was ever mad at me, I'd probably cry.
Oh my gosh. That's why I'm Team Hatsuharu. Yay.
No, you know, any man in Fruits Basket, I understand. Shigure,
Shigure, hey,
okay,
he's toxic, but he's like toxic in a hot way. You know what I mean? Like I
red
get it.
flag, but
I
I
get
I
it.
understand.
Oh.
Hattori, okay, like I get it. Like
Yeah, for sure.
um,
Most of those guys I understand. I'm like, I get it.
yeah, like Kyo's my boy. I have a little like I saw the Kyo Nendroid and I was like into the cart, bought immediately.
I never see a Yuki stan, which is kind of weird. I'm like, are there any Yuki stans out there?
There are Yuki stands, I'd say. And also, like, he's such, like, a wonderful character. He literally became, like, the second main character of Fruits Basket, which is
Oh, he did.
awesome.
He did for sure.
And, like, the depth that his arc was, and, like, um, I don't know, it was really, really interesting to see, like, it not just being about Toru, but also his development. And actually enjoyed, I think younger me wouldn't have understood, and I was like, "What? This is about Toru and Kyo." Like, but, um, no, but, like, Yuki's voice and he's such a good protagonist, I'd say,
Yeah, he is.
and so no, I know Yuki stans are out there. I feel like, I don't know, the Kyo girls, I'm one of them. We do be a bit louder than most.
You guys are loud. I'll give you that. The Kyo stands are loud as hell. I'm like, I get it. Oh my gosh.
He's our boy. He had the what's the word? Like there's like a saying or trend or like there's like a quote that Kyo stands say.
He's the guy Sundere. Like let's be real. He's the guy Sundere.
You mean the OG guy Sundere was Vegeta?
True. A he is. I'll give you that. Vegeta is a guy Sundere. I'll give you that. Like yo. Oh man.
Oh yeah,
Ish.
so I like what Kyo stands say. It's like, why is it always you're so pretty, you're so cute, and it's never
Oh,
ILYSMJAYAK.
what does that stand for? Enlighten me.
he has a quote in Fruits Basket where he talks or he realizes his feelings for Toru, and he's like, I love you so much, just as you are." Like,
That's yeah. That I can see why.
and so
Okay.
it's like, why is it always you're so pretty, you're so funny? It's never.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. I see why. I see why. And if anyone says that they're a Kyo stan, I'm like, I get it, but like, just don't be loud about it, please. Oh my gosh, just don't. But yeah, Ina, thanks for coming out and recording this with me. This was actually fun. It was a lot of fun.
Talk about Pokemon, misogyny, being Asian, crazy.
Yeah. Hey, and am I your first interviewer to interview about that stuff?
I think so. I've done like the film stuff before, I think, with
Okay.
people, but I think like having like, I don't know, like somebody with like the same type of upbringing is what is new. So
Oh,
love
I'm
that.
your. Oh, okay. Actually, you are the first Filipino I've had to like talk about this with. I'm not gonna lie. The only other content creator I tried to talk to about this, it was a little harder to relate because he's technically born in the Philippines and like came here when he was like young, so it's like it's a different you know, it's so different. You know what I mean?
But not like I guess like the American Filipino like type of like story.
Yeah, and that's a very unique story that really only we could tell. You know what I mean?
Very much so.
Yeah, but thanks for coming on. I'm glad that I started the discussion room because I get to have discussions like this where it's not always gonna be strictly anime, but we're all anime fans here, so it counts. I don't know what to
You
tell
see
you.
these posters behind us? Yeah.
Yo, yo, what? Yo, someone said my red flag is this dude got a JoJo's poster in the background. I'm like, all right, bro. Kinda yes, but you know, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, JoJo's is an anime I'm weak for. Just letting you know, I'm weak for JoJo's. Um, but yeah, I definitely want to have Ina again, out here because I realize you know what we can just talk about Pokemon for hours. So maybe we'll have it. Maybe around September we'll have a Pokemon discussion because you
All
know,
for it.
because Ash is bae. I don't know what to tell you.
Ash is 12. I don't know if he's bae, but
Hey, look. For anyone that's wondering, all right. Whenever I say Ash is bae, I see myself as a 10-year-old, like with Ash. All right, so.
if he's 10, I'm 10.
You know, Mushoku Tensei type mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
Anyways,
Doesn't help.
guys. Anyways, Ina, is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Subscribe to my channel.
I'll have it in the description.
Follow me on Twitter and
Twitter.
the gram.
The gram.
And yeah, that's it. I'm Ina Q. That's it.
And I'm Archie, guys, and I'll catch you guys later.
Bye.